Who's Ollie London? Is he an artist? I don't know who he is, but you guys are going crazy, so don't mention him. Is he problematic or something? I don't know who he is.
I actually wanted to make my own pronouns for Korean, so I call Ian, because I think there's so many pronouns out there. Why can I not just have my own pronouns?
Oppa, can I be your baby too?
I just need to find the person within, and I've actually been finding God. I've been going to church, I've been reading the Bible.
We need to talk. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Ant. If you're new around these parts, basically all I do is play and makeup. I shop too much, I'm awkward as fuck. And sometimes I might talk just a little bit of shit. Today we're gonna be talking a whole lot of shit. Whole lot. If any of those things sound cool or great. Wait a minute, is my camera fuzzy? No, because what the f is going on? I have no idea what the f was going on there. But if those things sound cool, great, or fabuloso to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button, boo, and join this beautiful ass gang. Because who wouldn't want to be a beautiful ass person? Just saying. And if you are not new around these parts, hey boo. Okay, so check it out, right? Title of the video. Absolutely crazy. Never in my life did I ever think I was going to make a video in regard to Ollie London and Jackson Wang. Never. So, catch up to speed real quick. There is a video circulating all on Ollie London's socials in regards to Jackson Wang and his pro-China, anti-Muslim rant, apparently, that had happened at a concert of Jackson Wang's. Allegedly. Y'all not about to trip me up. Allegedly. I'm glad I'm saying that because upon some further digging, my love, this really shouldn't even be a thing. This should, let me start getting ready. Let me start. I'm so worked up about it because I don't know what it is. I don't like lies and I don't like liars, okay? I don't. I wrote 4 pages. Well, 6 pages. Your girl went out of her day to write a whole ass script just so I know what the f I'm talking about. And even then, I'm sure I got a couple of things wrong and I'm gonna ask you about it because that's only fair, right? If we're having a conversation, you know, I want some input. I want some facts, you know, your opinions on certain things. Now, if you can remember in this video right here, I was talking about like not accepting false narratives anymore and how people should be more careful with their words and what they put out on social media because it's so easy to misconstrue and manipulate and just throw false stories out there and you get everybody up in a tizzy and then the world is about to explode. If you are unfamiliar with who Ollie London is, Ollie London has built their career off of being just problematic in general. Like from the East Asian fishing to chasing Jimin from BTS to transitioning a male to a female gender stuff and just being problematic as a whole. Okay, here's a couple of clips if you want more understanding of what I'm talking about when I talk about bad behavior and being problematic. Okay, this is what it is, damn it.
I'm Korean, you know, people need to accept that.
Transracial does not exist, and I think it is very, very harmful for us to push the narrative that it is possible to switch races.
And then also because I've been a lot on Twitter, there's been so many people talking about me on Twitter because I'm supporting the Black Lives Matter and protests and stuff, so I had 200,000 views on the video, so because of that as well I'm getting a lot of requests, so it's just, you know, I'm just staying relevant in the news, on TV and stuff, because, you know, the more exposure I have, you know, if I'm trending on Twitter or whatever on TV, then the more cameos I get, so yeah, I'm just keeping myself relevant.
Okay, so let me clarify that. He's using Black Lives Matter so he can stay relevant, so he can make money.
So you can imagine my utter shock when I go on the tickety-tock and find that this person is trying to call out another person for saying insensitive things. you know, at first, I'm not gonna lie. I said, you know, I can't believe he would do this. I can't believe he would say that. That is wild. That is crazy. That don't even make sense. Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute. This person who has multiple videos obsessing over Jimin from BTS, to transitioning to Rosé from Blackpink, to changing their pronouns to Core Ian because they felt like it. This person has continuously been harmful to a certain demographic of people with no fucks to give, ever. Even when being called out and saying, hey, this is problematic behavior, this is offensive, this is not right, you should stop, please. They ultimately gave the middle finger and said, I don't give a, I'ma do me and I'ma live my best life. Even when being bodied with words. Again, imagine my surprise to see people are actually on this person's side. Now the video that I'm gonna put up either here or just for you to watch for yourself, it's not a very long video. If you don't feel like watching it, I'll just shortly explain it.
Hey guys, today I want to talk about a serious subject, Jackson Wang's recent comments in defense of what China is doing to Muslim people in Xinjiang. If anyone watched Jackson's concert recently in London, he basically said that all of the Western media was lying about what's happening in Xinjiang province with the Uyghur Muslim people that are suffering greatly at the hands of the Chinese government. Jackson issued a foul-mouthed tirade, swearing and cursing and saying that it doesn't exist, it's all propaganda, this is not real. If you guys remember last year, Jackson actually cut his partnership with Adidas because Adidas decided they weren't going to source cotton and materials from slave labor in Xinjiang province. So what does this tell us about Jackson Wang? Well, firstly, he really doesn't care about Muslim people. He thinks it's perfectly acceptable that 1.5 Uyghur Muslim people are being locked up in China. Secondly, at his concert, he was trying to defend exactly what China is doing, calling out the media and basically doing propaganda himself, getting his fans to scream and support him. You know, his fans don't know what's really going on, so Jackson was trying to use his own propaganda to try and convince his fans that this is not going on, that China is doing great things for Muslim people, when sadly it's not the case. So if anyone is a fan of this man, particularly Muslims, I would ask you to reevaluate that. I think Jackson is extremely harmful for his ignorance and also defense of what is going on, and I feel heartbroken for what's going on to Muslim people in China, and I hope Jackson Wang fans will wake up and see how dangerous this man's preaching is and how his denial is hurting so many Muslim people in China.
It's all nonsense. Basically, what Ollie is saying is that Jackson Wang in the middle of a concert decided to be political for no reason and was talking about how China is the most amazing place in the world. Western social media is making you think otherwise. There is nothing going on over there, being just completely Islamophobic, pro-China, everybody else. That's basically what the video is of him explaining it is. And like I said earlier, I felt all those kinds of emotions. I almost, my heart is sunk, and then my gut was like, something don't feel right. It just don't feel right. It doesn't. You gotta figure out why. Question why. So I did. And it didn't take me long to go through the TikTok algorithm of people's other videos, because the video that was posted, you could tell was just a snippet. It was just a little bit of what was being said. And if you've been to a concert and the entertainer is talking, oh my God, it can get so lengthy. It could be about as long as a song. And they just sit there talking and you're like, ugh. Where's the music? I want the music. Thank you. Where's music? So I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking. Let me back up a little bit, because you may have no idea who the hell Jackson Wang is. So Jackson Wang is a former GOT7 K-pop member, right? I believe he was the rapper. And you know, once the group disbanded because their contract expired and I don't feel like anybody wanted to renew it, or nobody renewed, or something like that. He went and he started his own thing. So now he's a solo artist, he's a fashion designer, he's a rapper, he just be doing a lot. Okay, he's living his life, and he's gotten into a couple of scandals that I couldn't really get a clear understanding or picture of what's going on. So there's one scandal in particular that Ollie brings up in their video. I didn't do my brows. Son of a bitch. Oh well. In his video, basically trying to discredit Jackson and further prove that they're right and you should believe what they say. And that is the Adidas scandal that we'll get into later on. So what's the beef? What's the problem? The whole concert rant, right? Now, to be fair, it's not just Ollie who is posting these videos. There's some others who are reposting his video, and there are others who are creating their own, just suddenly being anti-Jackson and saying the man has lost his bonkers. He's gone absolutely bananas. Those I question too. I mean, because what's the benefit, you know, other than some clout? There are quite a few videos that are spreading this false narrative and they're trying to market it as 100% solid proof as to why you an individual should cancel Jackson Wang. And there are videos that are saying, oh, if you support Jackson Wang after he said this, then I don't with you no more. So here is this video that better explains the situation going on with China and the Muslim population. I'm admittedly very ignorant when it comes to that topic. I'm not really aware of what's going on other than there's a lot of injustices, a lot of prejudice, a lot of unnecessary nonsense going on over there based off of another demographic of people. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that video here. You know, maybe you'll get a better understanding and then we'll move on.
These are the faces China doesn't want you to see. Some as young as 15, others as old as 73. Thousands of images of Uyghur prisoners have leaked following a hack on Chinese police servers. This man was imprisoned for growing a beard. This woman, because her son didn't drink or smoke. Others for merely having the Quran on their phone. Traveling to a Muslim country, listening to an Islamic lecture, or learning Islam from their grandmother, all of which have been labelled acts of terrorism. The data also reveals chilling details of a shoot-to-kill policy on anyone trying to escape the prisons, and also horrific images of abuse and indoctrination from within. To date, the Xinjiang police files provide the strongest evidence of China's inhumane persecution of the Uyghurs and debunk the bogus claim that these camps are merely schools. It's time we sanction China and free the Uyghurs.
The problem is, Ollie London's words come off as clout chasing simply because that's just the foundation of their career, is clout chasing. So it's not too far-fetched to believe off rip that that's what it is. It's now to the point that if they were to come out with something that is truthful, it will be automatically be met with an eyebrow raised because of everything that they've done and everything that they say. And it's not even past stuff. It's stuff from not even that long ago. Continuous bad behavior, harmful behavior towards a demographic of freaking people. And because they have a history of doing that, it makes it very hard for anybody to digest anything they say or take it as face value because, again, that's what their career was built off of. Here's the thing. In my opinion, study, research, etc., Ollie London has not changed their tactics whatsoever. It's the same behavior, different target. Well, kind of the same target, but different target. Let me explain. Even if his intention was to bring awareness to an absolute horrid situation, it's still coming at the expense of somebody or a demographic that he is known to be harmful and show bad behavior toward already. And when I mean a demographic, I'm not talking about the whole country of China. I'm talking about specifically just East Asians. How? Hear me out, dude. When I initially watched Ollie London's video, I, again, ran through all of those emotions and then something clicked in my head to say, why don't you ask why? Why are you so quick to jump on this bandwagon and believe accusations from a person who themselves is admittedly problematic due to the XYZ reason? So I find myself scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on the TikTok. And again, I'm finding nothing but the snippets. I'm searching for the actual video of the concert because I'm sure, so sure that it's out there. It has to be. For you to make such a wild accusation like that, it has to be out there. So I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling and I'm finding nothing but snippets of the concert, not even really long videos, until I saw this one.
To the London people, I love you so much. I care about you. everything else. Listen. There's so much fucking media talking about bullshit. It's not like China. Media. Fucking media. Propaganda bullshit. If you travel to China one time, you'll feel like, damn, this is a dope place. I guarantee you. I don't know that game you're trying to play. I don't fucking know. Hey, I'm just an artist. I'm an entertainer. I'm a citizen. I'm a person. I don't know that shit. I don't give a fuck. I just want to say that it's not a filter. I'm all honest being with things. That's why you guys gotta be careful about being this stuff. Every word, be welcome. I just want to say, today, my show, I present to you, this is my story. This is my story. This is my story today. This is my story. I went through so much shit, but it's okay. It's industry. It's like industry shit. It's a society shit. It's like, I gotta grow up. We all gotta be mature. I understand that. But sometimes, listen, I'm Jackson, I'm management, but I'm an entertainer. What can I do? What can I do? Today, 2 hours and a half, 3 hours, entertaining you guys. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm sick of a lot of times when they hype up celebrities, hype up like artists too much. What do? We sing, we dance, we do music. That's it. Maybe I'm not good enough, but at the same time, I just feel like this industry. We dance, we entertain, so that you guys can have a smile when you're going through some bad shit day. You can have a smile and entertain. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, 5 years, 10 years, I could disappear. I don't give a fuck. But at least when I have this time today in London, I want to show you guys, hey, entertain me, have a good moment for 3 hours. Enjoy your best moment here. But what's after that? You guys gonna go home, on your ride home. In some way, you're gonna feel empty. But I want to tell you that it's not. Hey, it's okay. I'm an entertainer. Try to give you guys positive energy. Whatever you guys doing in a lot of different industry right here. There's like nurse, there's like lawyers, there's like, hey, I work for McDonald's. It's cool, fucking cool, dude. I work for McDonald's. You know what I mean? No, dude. I eat McDonald's every day, like breakfast. I fucking do that big muffin shit, right? Every day we respect our career and our fucking occupation. We respect that, right? And I just want you guys, it's not about, that's what I say, a lot of times, we hyped up a celebrity, he's blah, blah, blah. Hey, at the end of the day, we only dance and sing. Dance. I love dance and sing. That's it. I perform, I entertain everybody. 2 hours later, hey, go hit the club, we go hit the lounge. You know what I mean? This is the mistake. Everyone's trying to hype up motherfucking, artists, hype up celebrities. It's wrong. I get tonight, you guys are here. Maybe you know me, you get introduced from a friend. It's okay, you're here. I want you guys to be entertained. Right? I want you guys to be entertained. When you go home, you have one thought. What about my life? What about what I want to do? Everyone's standard of happiness is different. You know what I mean? Hey, to me, you feel me, right? Listen, I'm fucking serious. Look, everyone's happy. Hey, today, you know what? I want to get married, have a kid, and family. Another one, hey, I want to be a businessman. I want to get rich. I want to, let's do this. That's another standard. Another one. There's so many different standards. But I feel like you gotta find your own. Because every one of you, first floor, second floor, every one of you is fucking special. You know what I mean? There's so much social media shit like, hey, this is good, look at this bad, look at this health, this is not. Fuck that! Yeah, fuck that! You keep it to yourself. You know what you're doing. You are self-protected and you understand it. This is what Team Wang is all about. Team Wang, it might be a small word, but every time you fucking say it, know yourself. And your standard is different from everybody else. Hey, we don't need to go to like dinner or fucking bullshit like, hey, what do you do? I'm this, fuck you, man. At least I'm more happy than you are. You make millions, you make 10 million, 20 million, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? You gotta be happy in your own standard. You gotta find your own standard. This is what I'm talking about, find your magic. Thank you, London. This is is Jackson Wang, Magic Man. This is Jackson Wang from China. I love you guys.
I had already thought the video that I had watched, or the snippets that I watched, were already a little sketchy. Because in the videos itself, or the snippets itself, he doesn't mention anything about Muslims, like at all. So while I was scrolling, and then when I finally didn't see it, and then I finally saw this lengthy, more explained video, it clicked. It just clicked. The reason why I felt so compelled to just look and try and see if I can find it myself, mainly because they were so vague. They were so vague that it left an opportunity for people to assume the worst. So basically what he's doing is he's saying, you know, F social media, F expectations, be yourself. He loves China. You know, you shouldn't believe because it's on social media. That's the whole, okay? That's the whole. Because when you try and say something so vague like that, like, oh, my country is basically the greatest country in the world, there's nothing wrong with it. There are going to be people out there who are going to say, I beg to differ, you know? After watching that video, immediately annoyed. So annoyed. Because I felt played. I don't got a lot of emotions to spare throughout the years, but the little ones that I do have, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it, baby, don't play with it. Because why would you do that? What other reason would you have in order to say that? That's so fucking annoying. It's lying. You're lying, and I hate liars. Something that was meant to be inspiring and awing for the crowd was intentionally twisted to mean something it was never meant to be about. That's why false narratives are dangerous. That's why they're annoying. That's why they are harmful. Every actor, every singer, every celebrity, every idol has some kind of level of patriotism for their home, their country, their state, whatever. It is what it is. Should they be condemned for it? I'm gonna say no. Even a regular, degular, schmegular person has some kind of loyalty or love for where they came from. It shouldn't be any different when it comes to celebrities or idols. It just shouldn't. We're offended by it for what reason? People who are in love with their country are also aware of the problems that their countries have. It's like having a little sister or a little brother that only you can pick on. In my opinion, the best way I can explain it, but probably the worst, is an example of, okay, well, this is my little sister or my little brother. This is my family. I can pick on them, but you cannot. You know what I mean? I can talk as much shit about my family. You cannot. That's where the line is. And you can't really be too surprised when you have shows like 90 Day Fiance going to the poorest places in the most beautiful countries and kind of pushing that narrative like, look how bad they have it. You should be so lucky. Everyone wants to come to America. It's the greatest. It's amazing. We have no problems whatsoever. You have it good. When the reality is that there are tons of other beautiful, so gorgeous, amazing countries out there, but you would never know it because you have shows like 90 Day Fiance telling you otherwise. The speech itself at the concert I already felt was so vague. And I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that, because there were other people in the comments talking about, oh, I thought he was talking about, you know, COVID. I didn't know he was talking about that. So again, it's like, what exactly were you talking about? I honestly think that he was just showing his love and appreciation for his country. I really don't think it's as deep as Ollie London is trying to portray it to be. Like, I really, really don't. And I'm not trying to dismiss anybody's struggles. I'm not trying to say that Muslims aren't going through some shit because I live in the States. I don't want it to ever be confused that the Muslims are not going through anything. I'm pretty positive they are going through a lot of stuff. I don't doubt any of that for a second. I don't want it to be misconstrued that I do not support or that I just don't believe that it's a thing. When I say I live in the States, I mean, I've seen it, you know. It is part of our, not a part of our history, but it's something that I have made a conscious thing to be aware of. I mean, look at me, I really don't have a choice to not be conscious about people's being discriminated against for the smallest, to the biggest, to the most irrelevant ass things that literally has nothing to do with a lot of people's lives. Yet somehow, someone, somewhere makes it about them. It's weird. This political, out of context narrative that is trying to be thrown out there and spun around is effectively harmful. Again, very harmful. Now we're gonna move on to the Adidas thing that Ollie was trying to use in their video, trying to support their stance on Jackson being, well, you know. I had to do some digging because in the video I was a little confused with the reasoning. It overall to me felt very confusing. Because if a company is doing a good, well, let me slow down and explain. So basically what was being said was that Jackson Wang cut ties with Adidas, because that's how you're supposed to say it apparently, Adidas, because they didn't want to be a part of any slave labor, or with this country I refuse to name, butcher, I refuse to do it, I'm not doing that, in support of China. Now this is where I get really confused, because why would you want to cut ties with a company who is doing a presumably good thing for humanity? It's very odd and it's not a good look. It's very, you know? Then I ran across this article that kind of explained the situation, but also still really confused me, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Again, this is a subject that I am admittedly ignorant about. This is an article that was similarly used in Ollie's because I couldn't see the direct source of it. But this is one that it still mentions the issue at hand. Per the article, Adidas has never manufactured goods in the name that I refuse to butcher, no contractual obligation with them. So now I'm even more confused because it just raises so many questions. Like, how are you gonna say that you didn't want to involve your company or yourself in slave labor, and then also say that you never had any ties with them in the first, you know what I'm saying? How are you there and not there at the same time? If there's a better form of explanation for that scandal in itself, please explain it to me. And I'm being genuine. I really, really am, because I am so confused and I don't understand how this is a problem. It's a very confusing situation because the problem at hand was Jackson decided to cut his contract with a company in defense of China because they didn't want to use slave labor for their shoes, like get the cotton, you know? But then this article is like, no, they never had any ties with them. So, you know what I mean? Help me out. And then the part where they try to use Jackson Wang as a quote is also very confusing because does he talk to himself in the third person? Like, does he talk about himself in third person? Let's conclude this, okay? Social media can be very misleading. We are very aware of that. Social media in its many forms can show you and tell you what it feels like you need to know. It is ultimately up to us to take the time to do our due diligence and properly educate ourselves from something as large as worldly issues to something as small and petty as idle celebrity issues. Because at the end of the day, it could all be very damaging to us as a people. There are just a lot of social media influencers or just people in general who solely rely on your ignorance so they can push their questionable narrative that is easily Googleable. That's not a word. That can be easily Googled and shown to be false. But they're relying on your ignorance to not do that. They just are. They're like, oh, well, they're just gonna take my word for face value. What I say is true. This person is trash. Agree with me. Boom, now I got more clout. So freaking annoying. Because I feel like a lot of people don't understand how harmful that is and just lead people down the wrong path. You know what I'm trying to say? Why do you think Facebook was in deep water during the election? And mainly why I don't go on Facebook anymore, really. There are a lot of people who are just comfortable with lying. I'm not sure if this is gonna age me or not. I'm sure it will. I say a lot of things that do anyway. But back to celebrities and stuff who hype up their countries and stuff. Thankfully they changed their name, but do you remember the time where the Chicks, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks, spoke out about America in another country, and all Americans were so upset and they were so mad because they were basically saying everything that a lot of us Americans were already thinking? So many people were mad that they were saying what a lot of us were thinking because they spoke out against then President Bush, George W. The point is to be aware of people's character and the messages that they are trying to send you or make you believe, dressing themselves as angels, as someone who just wants to spread the message and be a good person. The point is to be aware of somebody's character and the things that they are trying to push out there, what narrative, and why would they want to? You know what I mean? Is it going to be good-natured? Is it going to be educational? Is it going to be to spread awareness? Because in my opinion, context is always where you should start. Now, having said all of that, I'm not dismissing any struggles, trials, or tribulations that the Muslim community are facing in China, as I am aware that they are facing issues here in the States as well. Not nearly as extreme as what is being presented in China, but issues nonetheless. So to think that they're not facing anything or going through anything would just be misleading, would be a lie, would be just not reality. I want to make that perfectly clear so nobody gets lost in the sauce of what I'm trying to say. My heart truly goes out to them, and in those I can relate. I understand your struggle, promise you. I really do. And in this moment, I want to send them love. I want to send them compassion. I want to send them sympathy and just a big old virtual hug, boo. And most of all, I want to send them strength. In my opinion, Ollie's gotcha moment by all means was tacky, but at the same time, not surprising, considering, again, his very harmful platform that he has built for himself. What is a seemingly pot call kettle moment is nothing more than just a false narrative that is trying to be built and spread off of the minds of the gullible. What is also concerning is that this person can sound presumably concerned or caring, yet at the same time say this.
Are really supporting Ollie London for calling out Jackson Wang on being Islamophobic. When he said this,
nasty Arabs are horrible people, absolutely disgusting, vile to animals, vile to people. The men are so disgusting to women. The women are so fucking brainwashed, they're so fucking dumb, disgusting.
Whether it was a joke or not, it was never funny. Never funny. And in your big age, you should know that. It is disgusting behavior. I genuinely hope that you find a way to heal. I genuinely hope there is a sincere person aching to be set free and that you release them. And I mean that. I really do. And on that note, I am done. If you liked this video, go ahead and let me know you liked this video and hit that like button. And if you're new around these parts, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button and join this beautiful ass gang. Always wanting, always welcoming. Oh, and while you're over there, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified any and every time that I upload, because I can promise you I just be posting whenever. Twice a week though, but still whenever. Anywho, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below if you have the time. What you know about the situation at all, really anything. Educate me on some stuff that I may have gotten wrong. I don't mind. Just be respectful. Other than that, I don't mind. Anywho, I will catch your beautiful ass next time. And stay away from false narratives. Okay, bye.